Hello everyone, so a little bit different today. I'm going to talk about the TV show I just started watching called The Boys. Now The Boys is on Amazon Prime. I got it for a month because it saved me $15 in postage. And it cost $6.95 or $7 essentially. So I'm $8 up as long as I remember to cancel it. So just happened to be on there and I thought, well, let's have a look and see what's on there. And one that I'd heard a little bit about was called The Boys. So I'm just going to give you my first impression. I've only seen 2 episodes, and I know some people have seen the whole thing, and so they're going to have perhaps more accurate impressions. So first of all, Amazon Prime, gosh, that's so much harder to work out than Netflix. I don't think no other streaming service is as easy to work out as Netflix. I think Disney's probably number 2 in terms of easy to use, or at least the ones I've used. But yeah, no, this is miles behind. Really confusing. It keeps trying to put me onto season 2. I'm actually on season 1. Why can't I watch season 1? Why doesn't it keep going from where I was? Anyway, that's a little bit of an issue about the streaming service, not the show. Now, the show, basic concept, is that superheroes, at least in their universe, are not necessarily as honourable as they are in our comic books. Now, this is not to say that superheroes in our comic books are 100% good all the time, because they do the wrong thing occasionally, but they're generally good. And if they're not, then they're not really superheroes. But what this is saying is that these people that we all think are great are actually not great, but they're just sort of made to look great by basically a PR team who go around and manipulate things, and then when they do the wrong thing, it gets hidden. At least with the top superheroes, the top 7, who they're called the 7. I guess 7's a lucky number, maybe that's where it came from. I haven't got to that stage yet. And so it's quite an interesting thing that, so these guys, they go and deal with crime, in particular organised ways so that they don't get in trouble, a safe way so that they're protected, as opposed to the superheroes that we see, such as Superman, Batman, all that sort of stuff, who aren't really protected at all and just have to actually do the right thing when they're really heavily criticised. So here they're not criticised. They look like they're doing the right thing, and they do help solve crime, except for they have a lot of people that make it really easy for them. And it's all a publicity stunt. It's all about making money, and then they can do whatever they like, which is a lot of stuff that they probably shouldn't be doing. And it's not that so much that they're evil, and I don't think that they're evil, but their bad things that they do are hidden. And we focus on the good things that they do, and then we highlight them. So, and as a bit of a spoiler, they had somebody who, he was just running really fast. He's essentially the Flash, but they call him A-Train. He's got the same name as me. Anyway, I'm sort of offended about, he just runs through somebody and just kills her. Just turns her to nothing, because he's running so fast. Guess he's not looking where he's going, or he's just so fast that he can't. And that sort of is a catalyst. And then we have other people getting killed and hurt, and we have a new superhero that gets sexually harassed, and there's a guy that can turn invisible, and of course he hangs around in the girls' toilets and so forth. And there's people doing things that they shouldn't be doing, not superhero. And and I guess it's sort of hidden, and it's just sort of, perhaps it's more realistic. I mean, yes, you still have to accept that superheroes are possible, but it's in perhaps a more realistic way. And this is not to say that, some of the superhero comics are written really well and account for a lot of different detailed things. And this isn't necessarily accounting for more, so much as it's doing it in a different way. And, and it's perhaps even from the point of view of the the bad guys' point of view. We've got kind of anti-heroes in a sense, and yeah, it's different. And look, I found it quite enjoyable because it's sort of a different way to do it. Look, and I enjoyed other superhero ones that tried to do different things, such as what was that one? Shazam was quite different. I mean, I even like Spider-Man because he was never supported by the public. The public hated him, or most of them at least. And you know, Batman wasn't so well supported. And I mean, I've liked the different ones that have done it in different ways. And but not. But this is different again, and it is quite interesting. And it's not. I'm not saying anything bad about the other superheroes. They have their own perspective, and it's not necessarily. I certainly don't think that they're written in a very lazy way. And I think anyone that thinks that they're written in a lazy way is not really understanding them. They actually do go really deep, and they get very involved with it, trying to explain the whole thing. But yeah, this is done in a different way, and yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, that's what I have in corporate involved, and I think Watchmen did that to an extent as well. But I think this is a bit different. Look, I find it quite engaging and interesting. I find it good writing when they account for different things. So this is good writing for me. So yeah, quite interesting. As for whether I'll keep Amazon Prime, probably not. I think there's only this and The Man in the High Castle that even vaguely interests me. So I'm not sure if I watched the whole of Man in the High Castle or just the first season previously. It was on YouTube or something. Yeah, so when it first came out, might have only watched the first season, in which case I'll probably watch the others. Man in the High Castle, incidentally, is about what if Germany and Japan won World War II, and therefore imagining the world the other way around, and USA. So rather than have Germany split up into East and West, they have USA split up into Germany and Japan controlled. So Japan controls a part of it, Germany controls another part, and so forth. And they have Italy having controls a little bit. So, and it's based around USA under German and under Japanese control. So that's quite interesting in itself. But that's a different kind of story, and that's one that I'll be watching as well. But yeah, look, I think this is a decent story. I don't know. I've only watched 2 episodes, but it's interesting. Anyway, that's it for me. Bye bye.